Welcome to the Universal Design for Learning series, a rich media professional development resource supporting expert teaching and learning from the National Center on UDL. In this session, we will explore learner variability and the Universal Design for Learning framework. First, let's meet Catherine. Catherine is an educator in Oklahoma. She works hard to meet the needs of all her learners by individualizing materials and differentiating instructional methods. However, she begins to realize that her core curriculum is too narrowly focused, making it hard to efficiently meet the diverse needs of all her learners. To address her problem of practice, Catherine explores Universal Design for Learning, or UDL. As she begins to understand and apply the UDL framework, she starts to recognize curricular barriers and proactively plan for systematic learner variability, rather than only responding to individual learner needs. In this session, we'll explore the meaning of systematic learner variability and how the UDL framework can help educators plan for predictable barriers that exist in all learning environments.
In many classrooms, the focus is on an illusory average student. Many curricula are designed for that student. Cognitive neuroscience has shown us that there really isn't an average student anywhere, and that's why it's an illusory student. Learners and their educators are all highly variable. That's one of the most important things we've learned both from the neurosciences and from the educational sciences. People are really different.
From the Universal Design for Learning perspective, we take the idea of natural variability one step further, and that is to say that it's not just that we're all individually different in our own unique ways, is that there's some of this variability is systematic. And by that I mean that we can predict it in advance.
In the new world of new technologies and new understandings about how we really do differ, that variability is now seen as the common thing. That's what is the core of schooling and education of any kind, is people are really different.
So the idea of systematic variability is not new to educators. So for example, people differ systematically based on age. We call it development. And nobody would ever champion giving the same textbook to a high school senior as they would a first grader, because we appreciate that there are systematic differences between learners with age. But the modern learning sciences have revealed that at every age, in every learning environment, there are other dimensions of systematic variability that are just as important. And as importantly, they're systematic, so we could design for them. And because we can design for them, we can expect the curriculum to do more work, just like it does for developmental differences. So from the perspective of Universal Design for Learning, we've identified 3 dimensions of systematic variability that will exist in every learning environment at every age. And those are differences in terms of the way that people represent information, differences in the way that they engage with material, and differences in the way they can act upon material and show what they know.
The key to Universal Design for Learning is that we're designing learning experiences which from the beginning are designed to be universal and to make sure everybody learns. And that design is primarily based on the power to be very flexible in allowing choices, in allowing different paths, in allowing for things to be presented in different ways. We see human variability as a normal thing. It's a great thing even. We're not looking to try to reduce variability. We're trying to, in fact, identify the sources of variability so that we can encourage every learner to be the best kind of learner they can be.
Let's stop a moment and think about what has been discussed so far. What are the big ideas? Which of these ideas are new to you? How do these big ideas relate to your practice? Stop the video and write down what you think the big ideas are. Restart the video when you are ready to learn more about how the UDL framework will help you plan for systematic learner variability.
Why is it important for educators to understand
variability.